What is up, Cowboys Nation? Your boy Mike Tag here, chilling on a Wednesday. Hopefully, you guys are having a good afternoon, good evening, good morning if you're checking this out the next day. Just dropping a little video. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that like, subscribe, share, all that kind of good stuff. Going to be hopefully having our live show on Thursday. It's a little crazy. My man Kelly K9 and I, we usually do our shows, but you know, his son is graduating high school. My daughter's graduating high school. We got graduation ceremonies. We got family things. We got all that kind of the parties and a whole 9 yards. So might be a little tricky touch and go for the next week or two, but going to try and go live tomorrow. Kelly won't be able to make it, but I'm going to try and go live tomorrow. But I hadn't talked to you guys a little bit since the show Greg and I did on Monday. So I missed my Cowboys Nation. So wanted to come in. Obviously, OTAs, starting, getting all like kind of the feel. You're seeing Pickens there. You got CD. You got the whole crew, Dak, everyone there. And, you're getting a lot of insight to what's going on. So really exciting if you're a Cowboys fan. I mean, that George Pickens trade just kind of put a lightning bolt in the fan base, kind of gave us some juice that we needed to kind of build us up a little bit, because we've been down and out and been concerned of what's going to happen. We need some playmakers. So getting Pickens, we talked about it on Monday, it just kind of changes everything on the offense, because obviously you got CD, one of the top receivers in the NFL, but now you get Pickens in there, which opens it up for everything. And now we got a running game with Blue and Williams and Sanders and Moffitt. See how that whole thing works out. Tight end with Ferguson, Schoonmaker, and then you add in the depth that we have at receiver now. Obviously, Mingo, Turpin, Jalen Tolbert, and I always forget about Campbell, who they picked up. I don't know. There's going to be an odd guy out, so this training camp is going to be very competitive. I think at the wide receiver spot to see who's going to fall behind and back up, Pickens and CD. So it's going to be really interesting to see who steps up and who takes it to that next level. And I think you're going to get competition at the running game. You're going to get competition in the offensive line. You're going to get competition, especially in the defensive side, because there's a lot of questions that need to be answered. So this is going to be a very competitive training camp. So these OTAs, I mean, they're critical. And like, Dak Prescott talked about him getting out there healthy, getting in sync with Pickens, getting in sync again, because he's been gone, right? He's been injured. So getting in sync with CD again and the rest of the offensive weapons, and getting your first look at the running game. The offensive line, obviously, which a lot of people were concerned about, but now you're kind of looking at that as a strength to this team with the depth that we now have. And getting Booker made a whole lot of sense after they made the move they did to get Pickens. So things have fallen in line for the offense. And if you missed Monday's show, that's really what we focused on, was the offense. We're going to focus on the defense next week. But, one thing that kind of sticks with me, and we talked about it last season a ton. We talked about it a lot in the offseason. And I'd love to get your guys' comments. Leave one for me. Let's interact a little bit and get your thoughts, and maybe on the live show tomorrow, we'll get into it more. But you talk about culture, and it's easy to throw around the culture word, right? We all work for companies. I worked for a company that was an employee-owned company, and culture was the driving force of that company. And everything you did culture-wise was from the top down. And that's the important thing. You could talk about culture all you want with a football team, but it has to start at the very top, but it has to go resonate all the way to the bottom and everywhere in between. And, a lot of that is the leadership that creates that culture, and they reinforce that culture, and they expect that culture to be followed at every level. So listening to Shotty in the press conference, kind of seeing what he's doing in the offseason with the players, some of the moves they made, reorganizing the locker room and putting, Micah Parsons and putting Dak Prescott kind of next to each other, calling out Micah Parsons as one of the leaders of the team. Micah Parsons coming back, accepting that challenge and wants to be the leader of the team. Obviously, Dak Prescott's the leader of this team. So you're seeing the culture swing into that direction. You saw the Dallas Stars with all the offensive linemen hanging out in the suite, supporting the hockey team. You know, people can look at it and say, yeah, you know, whatever. But that is significant, because if you talk to a lot of championship teams, and we've had a lot of Super Bowl champions on our show and done interviews with them, they talk about the culture is what really drove them. Obviously, you had Jimmy Johnson, but the players held each other accountable for their mistakes. They were more worried about dropping a pass and what their teammates going to say coming on the sideline, missing a tackle. They knew what Jimmy Johnson was going to do, but Jimmy Johnson set the culture from the top, and it resonated down to the players, and that the players started holding each other accountable, and that created a culture of accountability. And that's what really took that team to the next level. Having strong leaders like a Troy Aikman, like a Michael Irvin, like a Charles Haley, like a Darren Woodson, like a James Washington, I mean, Gogan, all those guys that were part of those Super Bowl teams, that was the expectation. You know, the expectation was excellence. If you make a mistake, you own it and you don't let it happen again. You know what I'm saying? So that's the culture that you got to see. It's not built overnight. I mean, you see Shoddy coming in here, it's not going to flip, but this team has been together for a while, so they can accelerate. I've been there in companies and I've done it. I've seen it. It can accelerate, and it can change within an off season. It's going to be interesting to see how it progresses. You just got to kind of watch. And training camp, not really so much OTAs. OTAs are the building block, but when it gets to training camp time, how competitive are these guys going to be with each other, pushing each other to be the best? So when you get into culture, it's a fancy word. It's a word that everyone loves to use in business and in life and in sports, but it goes deeper than just saying it. You got to live it. You got to breathe it. It's got to be part of your everyday life. And seeing what these Cowboys are doing, you know, time will tell, but it looks like they're headed into the right direction. One of the other things I wanted to talk about too is Hard Knocks. So you can't get enough of these Cowboys, right? We got 7 primetime games. They'll probably be adding more. And then you throw Hard Knocks in season with the NFC East. It's going to be good. It's going to be good content. For all of us and for us fans, it's going to be great seeing how everything develops. I like the preseason Hard Knocks, not the training camp, the preseason when they went through like that Giants one that you guys watched and you saw the statements that the general manager made about Saquon Barkley and then the ownership concern. That was really intriguing. Their thoughts of the draft process, free agency. I really like that. I'm not sure which team is doing that this year. But that in-season one is another one of my favorites, and that's, you know, taking you through that year. They did it on, I think it was the Cowboys. Was it the year that got hurt? It was one of those years. They did it on Amazon Prime. So I don't know if this is similar or not, but if it is, I'm going to enjoy it. And then with the NFC East, I think they did the AFC North last year with the Ravens, the Bengals, the Browns, and I mean that was great. And I'm not a fan of any of those teams, but it was done really well, and it brought a lot of insight to the game. So that's going to be fun, but you better have a strong culture because that's going to be easy distraction for the players, for the coaches, for everyone involved. You know, Jerry loves Jerry. How much TV time is he going to be wanting to get? So they're going to have to control that as well. So it's going to be cool, but let's just wait and see how that works out. But looking at the training camp, I mean, who has made – and it's OTAs, not even training camp. I apologize. I get in training camp mode, but OTAs, I mean, guys are in shorts, they're in T-shirts. I mean, there's really not a whole lot that you're going to get. You heard Dak Prescott coming off an injury. He looks in phenomenal shape. He looks ready to go. He looks like he's going to be back to the form of what he was in 2023. A lot of heat is going to be on Dak Prescott because you look at this offense. I mean, on paper, and things can change at a moment's notice. Knock on wood that we don't have any injuries. But this team's pretty, you know, it should be pretty formidable on the offensive side of the ball with the weapons at receiver, the depth at receiver, the weapons at tight end, the depth at tight end. the youth at running back, that's going to be the X factor. I know some people want an RB1. They want a bell cow. I think Javonte Williams is going to be kind of that guy. And then you're going to be sprinkling in a lot of blue on those, on some big plays. All the running backs on this roster catch the football very well. So it's going to be interesting to see how that rotation works out. My guess it's going to be Williams being the lead dog, and then you're going to be mixing in a lot of blue. And then I think Maffa or Sanders. It's going to be interesting to see how that works out. Typically, your third running back is heavy on special teams, and I don't know how much special team Sanders plays or wants to play at this point of his career, where Maffa would be a special teams guy, a rookie. He would fit that role very well. So I think that may end up giving him the edge, unless they keep 4 running backs, which they could, but I'd be kind of surprised. Typically, when you do, you stash one on the practice squad. Maybe they do that with Maffa, to put him on the practice squad. I'm not 100% sure, but it'll be interesting to see how competitive they are in training camp. So lots going on, but it is quiet. It's that quiet before the storm, and definitely cannot wait to get this training camp started. But definitely wanted to get your thoughts. Hard Knocks. You like it? You hate it? Or you just kind of, it's Dallas Cowboys, so they've grown to expect they're going to be on TV. There's going to be a lot of attention to them. But do we have the coaches and the leaders in that locker room to make sure they channel everything correctly and don't let that become a distraction? Because you know how it is, man. There's cameras everywhere. So it can turn into a distraction if you allow it. But I think listening to Shoddy, I think he's got a pretty good head on his shoulder. I think he has a good pulse of this team. I think he's got a great relationship with a lot of these players. So it's going to be interesting to see how that works out. I'm excited to see it. I'm ready to go to a game. I was talking about it, man. The tailgate party is going to be against the Packers. So, and I've got so many people asking me about it. Plain and simple. The Cowboys Cave 3rd annual tailgate party. You just got to show up. We accept donations for food. So if you want to come and food, drink, you want to throw $5, $10, whatever it is to help with the cost, fine. We appreciate it. It's not necessary. It's just a day of the season that we get all these Twitter, YouTube, social media, Cowboy fans that we interact with so much. It's a chance for us to all meet. It's a chance for us to hang out. We're all Cowboy fans. We all want one thing, and that's Cowboys to win, and win often, and win a championship. There's a lot of great content creators that come out. Jay Tuck's usually there. I heard my man DMV might be making an appearance. Hopefully he'll be there. Some former players talked about maybe stopping on by. We got current players' parents that stop on by. They're always welcome. We got a lot of people from Twitter stopping on by. I know Nick's, hopefully he's going to make it out. I know Cowboys fan. I was hoping they'd make it, but I think they're looking at more of the Thanksgiving game. But Star We Are, they always come out and hang out. EJ, I mean, just so many different people. I don't want to leave a name out, but it's just a place for us to have a good time. So if you're planning on going to Cowboys game, thinking about going to a Cowboys game, pick the Packers and come out to the Cowboys Cave tailgate party. It's in Lot 10. You don't need to park in Lot 10 to go there. There's cheaper parking around. You just walk over. You will see us. We will be close to the corner, and you'll know what I mean when you're walking by there. And it's going to be a badass time, man. It is a lot of fun. Cuts gets on that pit. He mixes it up. Jeff, he brought a lot of pulled pork and some moonshine. So, I mean, it's a great time, man. Don't want to miss it. So hopefully we'll see you guys out there. Hopefully you guys have hit that subscribe, hit that thumbs up, like. Make sure you guys tune in. Hopefully tomorrow night. It's tentative. We'll probably do a live show tomorrow night, mix it up with you guys. And I'll be looking forward to it. But I just wanted to show my face, man. I hadn't seen you guys in a little while. I miss you. Hopefully you miss me. Twitter is just kind of funky. It's getting a little crazy on there. So sometimes I take a step back. There's a lot of infighting, a lot of stupid comments, a lot of stupid people. Let's just be honest on there. So sometimes you just got to take a little break. But I appreciate all the love. Hopefully we'll be seeing you. I just want to drop a quick video to make sure you guys know I am alive. I am living well. I am doing all right. And we're going to get this season started. Appreciate all the love. And hopefully I'll see you tomorrow night if I go live. Love talking to you guys. See you.
Give me somebody that's hungry. Give me somebody that's hungry. I need somebody.